gun in Oyo State resist attempts by Governor Makinde to reappoint caretaker committees, local governments in the state. Where do we go from here? I have in the studio with me this morning the chieftain of the All Progressives Congress, who was elected vice chairman of Arela Tusa LCDA in 2018, Mr. Mansour Adeyemi.
Adeyemo, aka Socrates.
Adeyemo, aka Socrates.
It's a pleasure being here. Happy to do this.
Thank you for coming on the program.
Thanks you too.
Well, I was supposed to have the publicity secretary of the People's Democratic Party on the program, Akim Olatunji. Up till the last moment, I actually didn't get information he wasn't going to show up. And I put a call through to him, and he just told me that something very serious came up, and he is going to be unavoidably absent. So we may have to have perhaps what you can call a one-way traffic kind of program today. It would have been good if we had the two of you in the studio. But hey, you are here, and we have to move on.
No problem.
So you are very much welcome on the program again.
Thank you very much.
Before we go on, I'd like to start with the issue of Showore. You are a Nigerian first, before you became a member of the All Progressives Congress. Are you happy with what happened yesterday concerning Showore? I'm sure you followed it.
Thank you very much. It's a contemporary issue. Mahatma Gandhi says, and I quote, "An error is an error. No matter how multiplied it is, it stands as an error. So error does not become truth because of multiplied propagation, such as truth does not become an error because nobody sees it. Truth is constant and it's sustained." This is what I'm saying. It is applicable to any issue that has to do with legality or rule of law. Okay. So in a simplified and intelligible language, even if you check my Twitter handle, my Facebook wall, or my other communication grid, I totally condemn what happened yesterday as a lover of democracy and as a good citizen of Nigeria. Because when the belief has been established that rule of law is the supremacy of the law over the rule and the ruler in order to avoid any arbitrary government, all of us, we must respect that. It is known by the tenets of democracy, by the power of constitution, that they don't make arrest in courtroom. Yes. So that is what I condemn outrightly. But my further findings shows that to the DSS, they have also funded Sowore wanted, that he has, maybe to them, he has committed another offense, and they want to.
Was it between when he was released on bail?
I can't really say because I'm not their spokesperson. Okay. It's because of my condemnation of their criticism. You know, when you criticize a particular action, so there are some people will come up from another angle to clarify issues. I'm just telling you that because I condemn it outrightly. So the fundamental human rights must be protected. That is only way we can help this system of government to attain the perfection of democratization. That central heart of democracy, which is rule of law, must be respected. So in a simplified language, I condemn the action and the procedure. Though DSS also has their right to arrest and rearrest.
Yes. No,
we are not trying
to
so we are not trying to say that they can't rearrest him.
But
what we are saying is that even if they have arrest warrant, they don't supposed to go to that place to go and rough handle or make attempts to arrest him, because they are intelligence personnel. They are very, very proactive. You have granted him bail. Barrister Femi Falana and Femi Aburisha, they among others, they have shown that they will provide him whenever you need him. I know their procedure. You're supposed to just invite him now, Abi. Okay. That you have also committed another offense. So we want to see you. If he doesn't come up or show up, that is when you can now use force to go and rearrest him. Because within that short period of hours, though I later learned that maybe after releasing him, He had some meetings with some people, with some foreign people, foreign,
Well,
they
he has
call
right,
him,
he
these
has
are,
right. Doesn't he have
no,
right to hold
still
meetings?
try to incite again. And let's get this right throughout the world. Even let's live where they are using monarchical system of government,
Yes.
either absolute or constitutional. I know in Africa, we are used to absolute monarchical system of government, which PIUS, Oba can say, do anything, whatever he likes. But in some countries, where they are using constitutional monarchy like UK, this and that, or where we believe that they are practicing pure democracy, either presidential system of government, there's one thing that they absolutely protect, that seat, that sovereignty of the supreme leader of the house. That is why throughout the world, throughout the ages, either classical era or this modern era, the sovereignty of supreme leader of either democratic or
Has to be
modern is,
protected
yes, that is why
legitimately
anything,
legitimately and illegitimately,
if
you must protect it.
I don't know that illegitimately. I'm
Now-
coming,
now-
let me
now-
round it up.
Okay.
So now, that is why whenever you are trying to hijack that mandate with illegal means, with unconstitutional procedure, what they will tag you is a felon. They will say you have committed treason, you have committed felony, you have committed treasonable felony. So that is why. So we must also be careful. And as a comrade, ask any true revolutionaries.
Yes.
You don't stage revolution.
Really?
It is masses that they revolt.
So what's the
what
role
the
of
ideological group,
revolutionary?
what the ideological group do is that they only offer leadership when the thing happen. That is why it is orientation of their member they work upon, because it's like a message. Whenever it want to spread, it will just start somewhere and spread. Look at that. Is it 20? Which year did we very strong protest by NSC?
The one against, was it the one against Jonathan?
Yes.
That
Look at
protest.
it. Is it that plan? Even the labor they were fearful. Is that thing that it will have turned to revolution there? It's not the labor they are bragging that they want to take
So
government
you
of
think,
Jonathan.
you think Showore made a mistake to
He
have come out
goofed
to say that?
ideologically, yes.
But
Because he's a politician.
but
He
let's-
also
let's
contested
look at-
as presidential
let's
candidate.
look at
So
it
they will
this
count
way.
him as rebel.
Good
Or
enough.
coup
You
plotter.
have condemned
But
the
the,
action
yes,
of the DSS.
outrightly.
And then your party happens to be the one in power.
Okay.
What would you advise Mr. President to do at this time
What
in respect of this show?
I will advise Mr. President to do is that not only Mr. President,
But he calls the shot.
I'm
He calls
coming.
the shot because from what happened, it is obvious that
I am coming, sir. I'm coming, sir. Firstly, there are checks and balances and separation of power. The right of the judiciary has been infringed upon by what happened yesterday. Firstly, another arm of government, which is National Assembly, either you are PDP, APC, or whatever, you need to summon Director General of GSS to come and say why. We want to know, we Nigerians. This is not political. It is ideological and national. So after that, Mr. President must also set panel of inquiry. Either because it also happens in America. Some people will believe that yes, DSS work with presidency and they take order. But do you know their problem? They have standing order. If they have believed that whenever someone want to rob, shoot him, you get it. They can be shooting anybody and be hiding under that. Even if you nobody give them that order of shooting a particular person. Do you get it?
Yes.
So before we can say that this is final thing, we must know what really happened. This is democracy. Let everybody. But again, what happened yesterday, I condemn it outrightly. But it also happened anywhere that any agency, even in US, they may do something contrary to the aspiration of that country.
Happens.
But it's the power of
happens.
Mr. President and National Assembly
And the
to
people,
take
and the people like you and me.
Yes,
to
we don't like this thing. Man is born to make error, but we must correct it.
And that's why I must commend you this morning, actually, for looking beyond partisanship.
That is progressive for
take
you.
A position as a Nigerian.
That is progressive for you.
And this is the way to go for all Nigerians.
Thank you very much.
All right. I had issues inviting you on this program.
Okay.
I mean, not inviting you per se, but I had issues addressing your personality.
Okay.
If you remember, we had a bit of exchange on this.
Of
as to
course.
what I should call you on this program. I was being careful not to call you the vice chairman of Are Latosa LCDA. But you insisted that I should address you that way.
I have insisted.
But looking at the development in the state, do you think you are still the vice chairman of Are Latosa LCDA?
You know, I've quoted Mahatma Kabagandhi when you ask me about Sowore matter. And hero does not become truth because of multiplied propagation. No, truth becomes an error because nobody sees it. Truth is constant and it's sustained. Because the executive governor of Oyo State, Engineer Seyi Makinde, to me did not dissolve us, but politically attack us. I'm a comrade. You know, I love democracy. The founders of democracy, they have studied the nature of people. That no matter how, at times, leaders may want to go beyond their track. That is why rule of law. That is why law must prevail. That, okay, this is the limitation of what you can do. I am aware that governors, the president, they have prerogative. Within the purview of their prerogative is to give assent to the bill before it can become law, is to sign death warrant of those on death row because before their life can be taken, is to grant amnesty even to those that they have condemned to death, for you to know how mighty they are. But it's not within the purview of their prerogative, either president to dissolve another third tier of government, either second tier, which is state government, or third tier. Such as no governor has right to dissolve another tier of government. That if this one is saying I'm right, that one is saying I'm right, there must be reconciler of that. That is why in social engineering, they believe that law is a reconciler of conflicting interest. You have politically attackers, and we have existing judgment, subsisting judgment saying that you don't have such power. If you want to be lawful, as you have proved, but I can't really blame our governor too much. Because I have seen him as a listening person and a very large-hearted person. But there are some people that surround him. You know, there are high ranking of that government that's behaved like a prime minister of that government. He's the one that announced the political attack. They call dissolution. He's the one still say that they will turn on your state to this and that.
He couldn't have done that without the governor instructing him to do so.
That is his purpose. The way, if you have studied the executive governor of your state, Engineer Seyi Makinde, you could see he has pronounced some things that he refers. To me, I have studied him that he might be a listening type. But those that they surround him, they are also giving him misleading advice. One that think back, after 2-3 years, those people will still be saying bad thing against him. It's better he tell the path of honor. If they believe they must not do anything as per that local government, will remain legitimate until court says otherwise.
So where do you operate now? Do you have an office where you operate as of today?
See,
as the vice chairman of
everybody has the principle they are using.
Okay.
Progressive, we are center leftist party. We believe in politics of peace, politics of harmony, change, new idea and modern method.
Okay.
Mahatma Gandhi approaches to issue is non-violence. I respect him. I respect Malcolm X too. His own approaches to issue is all means necessary. Like how PDP has announced recently. We APC, if you say all means necessary, as we know we are legitimate because of the immunity that the state government has turned to impunity. They have said that because they have many machinery, they can write us even if we are legitimate and legal. They have instructed the career officer not to attend to us. They have locked our offices. As peace lover, I'll just state first. If we go to office, there will be wahala now because no one has monopoly of violence.
Okay.
For peace to reign and for the love of the state, we just abstain from going to office pending the time. Now, court says otherwise. Now, if you want to go, you can go at any time. We remain legitimate.
Apart from the court, irrespective of your political differences, you are all sons and daughters of your state, including the governor himself.
Yes, it's my uncle.
What move have you made to look at issues now outside the court and try to resolve these issues like a family? in the state. Have you approached the governor?
You are very
in
right.
respect of
Because
this?
it says that there is no law or ordinance mightier than understanding.
Yes.
The purpose of any law is to understand each other. And if you are unable to understand each other, there will be a reconciler, which is law, to decide.
Okay.
So, and that is why we have out of court resolution. The umbrella body of our association is AGON, and under the able leadership of Prince Abbas Alesinloye, Ayodeji Abbas Alesinloye, I am aware that they have made move to meet him, even on the day of that swearing in May 29. But maybe due to busy schedule of Mr. Governor, they believe that they will meet him later before the chief of staff that is yet to be sworn in, before the cabinet that is yet to be composed announce the political attack, the solution. Because I don't get Socrates, legendary Socrates said at the beginning of wisdom is definition of time. I can't commit the error that I know.
Okay.
So now he announced it. Do you get it? But despite that, because of us, we are large-hearted, we are optimistic that Mr. Governor must rescind the decision, because compromise does not make cowardice. If truly you believe in rule of law, it's like when the Supreme Court says that the judgment of tribunal, appeal court says that the judgment of tribunal is perverse, and the judgment is 50-50. But already now announced from the hub that Seyi Makinde should live as a governor for years. It's the same thing. He can do it the way Seyi Makinde has do it. If you want to use everything as disposal, everybody will just be shouting the way we are shouting. But I'm happy for Nigeria that we are unlike some state government, some African country. We have passed that level. It only remain 30 of government. They are still cheating. No one can cheat federal government or state government as of today. That is why I also have ideological interest in this struggle beyond politics.
All right, it's still Voice of Liberation on Pensioners 106.7 FM, Agbarigo, Onireke, Ibadan. My name is PIUS NSABE. I have with me this morning a chieftain of the All Progressives Congress.
The vice chairman of Arelato Science.
Well,
legitimate.
I don't know about that for now. Everything is still neither here nor there. So, no, I'm not doing that. You people also put us in a very difficult. You put us journalists in a very difficult situation at times. I'm not just talking of you now, the APC, including the sitting governors. They also put us in a very tight corners at times that we don't even know what to remember. But it's not our place to determine whether you are the vice chairman or not. What is our business here is to look at the issues around what is happening. So you are entitled to whatever you call yourself. There is no problem about that. But this is Voice of Liberation on Pensioners 106.7 FM, Agbarigo, Onireke, Ibadan. I have been talking with a chieftain of the All Progressives Congress, Mr. Mansour Adeyemo.
You have been biased.
No, you've been accusing me of bias from day one. I have no business with whatever is going on between yourself and the governor. I have no fear for you. See,
you are turning him to tyrant.
You see,
only before tyrant.
You see, let's not go into all that. Like I said, you have a right to address yourself the way you have done, and I have no business with that. But you won't tell me how to address you on my own program.
I can tell you.
No, you don't have to.
Supreme to all of us is law of the land.
You didn't come
contrary to law of the land.
All right.
Call you to order.
All right. We have to move on.
I agree with
now. I'm sure that our esteemed listener is following what is going on in the studio, and you probably want to make a contribution on the program this wonderful morning. 0908 1111 067 0908 1111 067 0808 0101 067 0808 0101 067. Of course, you can also like our Facebook page, Pensioners FM 106.7, to watch us live in the studio this morning. And of course, our app, Pensioners FM, if you want to view us, you can download our app. Just go to your Google Play Store of your phone and download the app. You can view us or listen to us live from wherever you are around the world, provided you have access to the internet. So, Honorable, I think we have to move on in earnest. But one thing I can assure you is that for us to have even invited you on this program, we have no bias towards anybody.
If you
We
say
say
I can
things-
call myself whatever I am, can I call myself President of Nigeria or Executive Governor of your state?
It is your
You will
choice.
tap that.
It is
That
your
is why
choice.
you will not
You
allow
know?
anybody to also impersonate my office.
I think we have
or tell me
to.
to deny myself.
No, you have to move on. Maybe you should talk to the governor and not me. Yeah, you should talk to the governor and not
fourth arm
me.
of government,
Now we have
the
to.
one being dominated.
We
by
have to move on.
journalists.
Now there are certain things that the governor said, which actually led to his action. I'm going to quote him based on his comment of July 7 on Vanguard newspaper.
Okay, sir.
And then you will have to react to some of them.
No problem.
Let me quote the governor verbatim from what he said. The issue of creating 35 local government development areas, LCDA, is still in court. Despite the fact that the case was still in court, they proceeded with the election. You can create LCDAs for development to get to the grassroots, but you have to abide by the Constitution. You can hold an election in 33 local government areas, but can only appoint to the 35 LCDAs. Initially, I agreed with the concept of LCDA, but we considered that was when we met, that was what we met on ground, and it will bring government closer to the people. But most LCDA chairmen do not go to office daily. They just wait for money to be disbursed and share it. They only return when another money is to be shared. You conducted an election for chairmen and councillors, but did not swear them in. After losing the governorship election, a year after conducting the local government election, you decided to inaugurate them and constituted the all local government of Nigeria Argon. What does that mean? I will abide by any court judgment. These were the words of the governor. Before you react, hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Yes, hello, sir. Good morning, sir.
Please speak up. Yeah, good morning.
Yeah, my name is Moses.
You're welcome.
Calling from UR.
You're welcome.
I want to start by thanking you, the of the program and your guest. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
I understand you're in the midst of some political stuff, so you're really fine.
Thank you.
Now, I want to also work on your speaker before I make my contribution.
Okay.
You quoted from the. I want to start by defining the principles of the rule of law. The rule of law, according to A.V. Dicey, is the absolute supremacy of the demands of the law over everybody, both the rulers and the rule and all decisions taken in the state.
Okay.
The government election has been obedient. But was it based on the principles of the rule of law? Yes. Now the remove former local government officers or something, they are going to court. When a court and the governor then disrespected the injunction. And you see one further to do an election? No. Now this is another question, sir. Nigeria is a multi-party system. We have more than 10, we have 93. Now the question was, how many political parties participated in that election? I would have given it legitimacy. Remember, the part of government as it was appropriate because it was formed in accordance to the established laws of the land. Point 2. Now, point 3, sir. Ajimobi was when he now did an election when he was about leaving office. Remember, throughout there was no local government election, there was nothing. So let's not disturb this guy. I don't have any personal business with him. I am not even a Yoruba person. I am from South. But if those guys was going in line with law, nobody will say anything. This election is faulty. Now, you show yesterday, this country is becoming animal kingdom. This is taking a presidential system of government and the separation of power. The separation of power constitutional division of power between the three arms of government. The legislature has its own power, the executive has its own power, the judiciary has its own power.
Okay.
What we've been seeing is the executive has just been abusing, degrading, insulting. In talks of other foreign countries, this thing cannot happen in the US. In the US, Donald Trump, who is the head of the executive, then talks about they should do this, put people in migrant camp, and people went to court. The court said you cannot live here in the migrant camp, you cannot separate, and all those decisions, all those judgments, everything Donald Trump did was reversed.
All right, thank you. You may need to round off your thoughts.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate your calling on the program. Thank you. Yes, you can react to some of the things he has said.
Firstly, I really commend the caller. Is an opinion leader, and everybody is entitled to his opinion. And you know his statement is in line with what you just read that governors did. Firstly, the injunction that they are saying stopping the government against creating the LCDA was vacated before the election was conducted. They can verify that. The current executive governor for your state, irrespective of your party, I'm a student of knowledge and lover of wisdom.
Okay.
I follow events. I do listen to his program whenever any of gubernatorial candidate goes to program. And one of what he says is that he will not, if by adventure he emerges as the executive governor for your state, that he will not tamper with the LCDA. But after his emergence, after attacking the grassroots administration in Oyo State, the government came up and they said that they have dissolved because of creation of LCDA. They said they have they did not say they dissolved the elected, they dissolved the local government.
Let's look at
it one by one.
Okay.
So now they said as time goes on, the government later said that they were trying to make attempts to join everything together, that they wanted to cancel LCDA, just looking for loophole, different way they can call dog bad name in order to hang it.
Okay.
At the end of the day, they came up that from past government did not supposed to conduct election to LCDA. That is why they dissolved. That is why they will appoint sole administration. Which law did he empower him to appoint sole administrator? This is what we are saying. Even the Gazette, that because it was a system before during the life of Alhaji Lamadesina, during the era of Governor Ajimobi, they had just work on it. You know, they reviewed, they perfected it. My own copy, I got it from Oyo State House of Assembly. So the process was legalized. But this is what we are saying in a nutshell, that the government, you wanted to raise an issue. Don't let me object to you.
Yeah, the issue I wanted to raise is this issue of LCDA. Because if I'm to quote the governor here, the governor is not entirely against the issue of LCDA, but he believes that LCDA is not recognized by the Nigerian constitution, and that if you want to create LCDA, fine, but do not conduct election into this
just
LCDA.
His opinion.
How can you say
this is it.
Okay.
If you are talking about the title, they call the head. That's why they call them council bosses. They call the head of the local government or local council. Okay. Either chairman, either sole administrator, or whatever it is.
Okay. You will respond.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Hello, Pastor. Hello.
Good morning. Your name and where you're calling from?
I'm from the Delusion Baton.
Okay.
Yes, I just want to speak briefly about the issue.
Okay.
As you are talking about, I want to advise the person that is there to be a little bit for us in, making this statement.
Okay.
The Pensioners FM is not a political organization. Not meant to side with anybody, any party, whatever.
Okay.
That is agreed to go to the court. But regarding Sowore, we have not seen anything yet in Nigeria. We have not seen anything. Sowore's issue is going to be a tip of the iceberg. And when of hate speech and all that. It is part of the grand plan to make Nigeria a banana republic. But it is unfortunate the masses of the country are so is the standing against because of the people. In just days, this type of thing will never have happened. Nigerian Association of Nigerian Students will have come up. We are the bar, Nigerian Bar, the MBA, Nigerian Bar Association.
Yes.
Where are they? And those, the light, where are the lights of the Korasaputi and the Medical Association? No Congress. Where is NUT? Where is NUP? Everybody has kept quiet. If Sowore is made, the rest of us are going to be to almost rot in the dungeon if we don't rise up against this government.
Thank you. Thank you very much for sharing your thought on the program this morning, sir. All right.
Maybe if you want to pick or let pick or because there will not be. This is what I'm saying. Let me that it's just the opinion of Mr. Governor with due respect and honor to him.
Okay.
This is it.
Okay.
If you are addressing the title, they give to the name they call the council boss, either chairman or sole administrator. It's just a linguistic dexterity.
Okay.
The council boss is council boss. The council head is council head.
But I raise an
inform me.
issue.
If you are now contemplating about the title,
Yes.
it's just an offshoot. The main flame is that creation. Why do they want to retain that creation of that CDA? They want to retain
that's
the process, and they are blaming the product.
That's the issue I raised. That the governor is not averse, if going by his position on this matter, he's not averse to the creation of the LCA.
He must not also
But he is concerned about electing officers into the LCDA.
That's why that I say is
rather than appoint.
That is his excellency opinion, because I'm a Muslim and we are trained to express God, prophet, and the leaders. That's why that I said that is his excellency's opinion. I say have regard to him as for that. But if that opinion, for example, now has the wishes, some people might still come up and tell his excellency that he must not also retain the SCDA.
Yes.
You're supposed to get what I'm saying.
Yes, so it becomes a matter of the law.
If you are now, so that is why the issue of conflict interest.
Okay, where is this matter at the moment, as far as the law is concerned? Where is this? Where is this?
Existing and subsisting judgment that we have that government, the government or just state government, the state assembly or their agency or privacy do not have any prerogative to sack or dissolve. Is still existing, and the state government. They have appeal. Yes. Why don't they wait for that if they are respecters of rule of law? And the person that is talking about the rule of law, he quoted that maybe APC did not respect rule of law. These are all things is that those that they call. I don't have anything against anybody belonging to any party. Okay. Ask anybody. Okay. Me, what I know is that politics is how should I put it, is clannish. The way ideology is fraternal. So whatever party you belong to, be loyal to it, but does not mean that you will engage in heady rivalry. Now, so attacking APC, condemning that one does not, that you slap me,
yes,
does not give me power to stab you. Does someone kill someone, does not give another person power. That is jungle judgment. That is extrajudicial killing. That's why that it has been established that he kills someone, the person that sees him has no power to take his life.
Now let's look at
us bow for the supreme law of the land.
Let's look at other issues. Let's look at other issues.
That is what we are saying. We are not even arguing that if they said they are right, I know that they are not right.
Let's look at other issues that the governor raised. Also, Mr. Adeyemo, let's look at other issues that the governor raised.
Okay, sir.
And one of the issues is that most LCDA chairmen do not go to the office daily. They just wait for money to be disbursed and they share it.
I have said it that they are trying, present government are trying to call dogs bad names in order to hang it. I'm the vice chairman of an SCDA.
That's what I'm asking. That's actually what I'm asking
chairman,
you. Yes.
Very active, gallant, and industrious. He resumed to office before it.
Do you have anything to show on ground
people,
that you have actually worked within the period that you were in office?
In Arelato, sir.
Yes.
What the former Ward 2 of Ibadan North,
yes.
Ward 9, Ward 10, and 12. Inside Bodija, they are our SCDA. Go to Kara, you will see robbing tie. All these
robbing tied by
SCDA.
SCDA.
Yes. All these wars, the old wars that have become the new wars.
Yes.
They give them boreholes and mostly health program. There is nothing. Let me put it in that manner that they are doing in the formerly existing local government that SCDA they are not also doing. And this thing also promotes the not too young to Ruby.
Okay.
Because there are many young minds like me that the past administration they brought on board. Most of us we are youth, we have energy, we have drive. So if they say they are just disposing, we do respect and honor. Even if you see most of our councillors, they are more vibrant than I do.
Where were you getting your funds from?
Which fund?
Your funds to run the SCDAs.
What happened is that SCDA or no SCDA,
yes,
either SCDA or local government, they have power to generate IGR. And existing when there are parent local governments, SCDA is just a splinter structure of existing local government. Yes. It's like if your party has property, legally you also have entitlement to a particular thing from it. Okay. So there are still harmony, and the thing is still also to form harmony.
So what you are saying now, you are actually debunking the fact that you were not going to the office. I mean, debunking the comment by the governor that you were not going to the office. My uncle, and you were just collecting money and sharing.
Wait. You do respect and honor.
Yes.
So our uncle and the executive governor of your state, Engineer Seyi Makinde, I want to say it categorically. I want to affirm and reaffirm that the allegations are unfounded, malicious, defamatory, and frivolous.
Okay. Now, another thing the governor said here is that you conducted an election for chairmen and councillors, but did not swear them in. After losing the governorship election, a year after conducting the election, you decided to inaugurate
that. That is most of the lie they were feeding our guy. The information is not like
so that. When were you inaugurated?
Immediately.
Like how many days?
Like 3 days after that time. That we call even
where were you inaugurated?
At our respective council now. You know, this
were the members of the public or your state citizens around when you were being inaugurated, or was it an indoor thing?
Sorry to say, I don't understand. Is it that one that legalizes?
No, I'm asking actually. I want to, based on the allegations of the governor. Because if a governor of a state could be making allegations like this, they are not things that a common man on the street is saying. It is a state governor, and we don't have to treat them with kid gloves. That's why I'm asking you. You know, how many citizens of your state actually witnessed?
The citizens and residents of the SCDA, the court is a civic assembly.
Okay.
The state assembly is a civic assembly.
Okay.
Local government councils, they also belong to the citizens.
What about the press?
But it is
was the press invited when this was done?
Whatever we do carry press. But you do not want to every SCDA or local government, they have IO. Due to limited fund that SCDA or local government, you don't think that they will bring all media.
So the press were not invited.
They were invited.
And that's why people... Okay.
They were invited. And this is what they used to do when, if for example now, we have how many private radio FM in Oyo State. Can you invite all of them? You can only invite some that you could, and maybe you spread the newsletter across the board.
Yes.
So what I know that maybe logic and legality are illogic. There are three concepts that at times does not even determine something, but what is superior to all of them is that legality. That is what I'm reiterating. All these things, let me tell you, I've read it. That if there will be 4 terms of government, it will be the one be presided over by journalists. I have total regards for media, for journalists, and because of enlightenment. And that checks and balances that you are saying, you are the one that you make it vibrant and fighter. Try to get me that I understand. So that is why at times we come on board, we come on here to come and enlighten
to speak on
people.
issues.
It doesn't mean that how logically we are here to prove issues that make it legal.
Okay.
Legality stand legal.
Okay. So you are confirming to us that you were duly sworn in, inaugurated,
elected, and duly inaugurated
by
what?
By who?
By law of the land. Technically, this is how they do it. If it's at state level,
yes,
they will swear in the chairman.
Okay.
So, and at council level, the DAX.
Okay.
They swear in other. The chairman and vice chairman, they use joint ticket.
Yes.
We were swearing the same day, but for the other thing, they are like head of service.
Okay.
And at times, they are, to me, there is no judicial arm at grassroots level. If you look at it critically. Okay. They have law.
We have the legislature and the executive.
Because at local government, we have leader of the house and you have local government chairman.
Yes.
But you can't have chief judge.
Okay.
So that's plays some role at times.
Now, because of our time is actually fast spent. Argon has vowed to resist any attempt by the governor to appoint caretaker committee. How do you intend to achieve that?
Thank you.
Because we are in Nigeria and we see what happens in Nigeria, of course.
What you say reminds me something. Someone called the other time mentioning, so whatever matter, we must all rise this and I'm not a coward. That some of us we are preaching peace does not mean that we are full. But let the person go to Syria. Let him go to war zone.
That's not.
I'm coming to his. Okay. I'm just setting the place. He will know why many people we are preaching peace. Applicable to what you are saying.
Okay.
If we say we will resist it, by all means, we will resist it. Does not mean that we are going violent. It means that we still believe that no matter how tyrannical any government it is, law is superior to him. And if you know how to press it legally, at the end of the day, you will become victorious. I'm coming.
All right. Just before we round off, maybe our listener, one or two persons may want to call in, okay, and share their thoughts. So let's remind them that the lines are open. 0908 1111 067 0908 1111 067. You can also call 0808 0101 067 0808 0101 067. We are also streaming on our Facebook page, Pensioners FM 106.7. Now, you can round off your thoughts so that we can conclude the program.
To round it up is that your state is superior to anybody. Nigeria is superior to anybody. So I want to appeal to all of us to still see ourselves as one when we can engage in rivalry. But we must make it edgy and we must make it pro-people. And I want to appeal to state governments heavily led by engineers in Makinde, may it be successful. I want him to also caution his people to be peace-loving. Their utterances can ignite
But
crisis.
the utterances are coming from two sides. I've been reading the utterances and that of the PDP. It's been crossfire.
We said that we will resist. For example, now, ideologically, if you say you resist, you are very aggressive with our agitation. Yes. Look at comrades, they are being careful. You can't say we will be violent. They don't use derogatory or offensive war. But
resist connotes violence in a way.
If you still look at it from that angle, what do you want to say that Chief of Staff of the state, they said that white west, wait here, operation wait here.
So, hello, let's take this last call before we leave the studio this morning. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, my name is Ashiwaju Oloride.
Where are you calling
my
us
own
from?
contribution is very straightforward.
Okay.
I think what you are discussing, either now, I mean the local government chairman and council,
yes,
either they are being swearing or not. I think it is public fund, and they will be paid for their services.
Okay.
I want to advise the people of looking word that even from the past, we have been saying that if these local government are being paid at back, so it means that public funds is being wasted. So I think I should just encourage to return these people so that we don't have excess money being spent on the political tissues.
Okay. You mean he should return the dissolved people?
Hello?
You mean he should return the dissolved local government schools?
Hello?
All right. I think we're having problems with the line. Now, lastly, in brief, I'd like you to objectively give us, Governor Mark, your assessment of Governor Mark in this performance so far. Do you think the governor has done well?
What I see, to me, as an optimist, I believe that he wants to deliver, or he has joined issue together.
Okay.
The political philosopher, let's leave but politics is a process.
Yes.
Product of it is democracy or emergence.
Okay.
But politically, the political philosopher, they analyze how you are anatomy of power, how you can emerge. The current government, they wrote on the crest of propaganda against the past administration. And the government, the current governor, they are still mixing it with administration. Okay. It will be distracting him.
So what's your advice to the governor?
So my advice to him is that,
because I know you want the governor to succeed.
If it's my uncle, why must I say he must not succeed? Everybody.
Is it all about being your uncle or because he is the governor of your state?
I won't lie. It's because of both. Everybody is planning.
Okay.
So he will not share. He should face the administration that is being sworn into. Pending the time Supreme Court determines their wish. All right. Because APC may come back.
All right. Thank you very much. It's on this note, I want to say a very big thank you to our guest on the program this morning, Mr. Mansour Adeyemo, who is a chieftain of the All Progressives Congress. And he was elected vice chairman of Are Latosa LCDA in 2018. Thank you so much for coming on the program. And I want to say a very big thank you to the producer of this program, Mr. Tunde Tiamiu, and of course, Martins, who has been pressing buttons, and Olubumi Nkechi too, for doing a wonderful job behind the console. And to you, our esteemed listener, thank you so much for being with us from 10 a.m. up till this time. Let's do this again sometime next week. My name is PIUS NSABE. Continue to be a citizen. Continue to be a good citizen of Nigeria. And may God continue to bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Have a lovely weekend.
Thank you.